After its debut as weightlifting in the Tokyo 1964 Paralympic Games, the sport, now known as powerlifting, expanded from just male lifters with a spinal cord injury to include athletes with physical impairments that affect their lower limbs or hips, or athletes with short stature. Female powerlifters made their Paralympic debut in 2000. Powerlifting is the ultimate test of upper body strength, and you'll often see athletes lifting more than 3 times their own body weight. Powerlifters are split into 10 different categories based on body weight for each gender. Powerlifting consists of one discipline, a bench press. Unlike the able-bodied sport where athletes use their feet on the floor to assist the bench press, Paralympic athletes lie totally flat on a completely different style of bench. Each competitor has 2 minutes to complete their attempt. When the lifter has the bar under full control, they must wait until they receive the command, start. Start! Then they have to lower the bar in a controlled manner and definitively stop it on the chest. Next, they press it upwards, lock out both elbows simultaneously and hold the bar under control until the referee's command to wrap. At least 2 white lights are required from 3 referees for a good lift. A red light indicates a bad lift. Athletes have 3 attempts, and the winner is the athlete that lifts the heaviest weight. In the 3rd round, 2 weight changes are permitted. The weight change can be higher or lower. No changes are allowed if the lifter has already been called to the platform by the speaker, and or if the bar has already been loaded. To attempt a new record, it must exceed the previous one set by a minimum of 0.5 kilograms.
Representing Thailand, Kamalpan Kraratbet. Representing Mexico, Alejandra Hernandez. Representing
Women's time on day 2 of 8 of these senior championships, day 3 overall in Tbilisi of these 2021 World Powerlifting Championships. And for the next 4 hours, we've got the women's 50 kg final. 3 groups in this, and between the groups, gaps of at least 30 minutes. COVID protocols, etc. Usually a much bigger call room and everybody's crammed in and they've got their own work to worry about. Benches have to be wiped down as well. It's a whole new world. Olivia Broom is the junior world record holder, and that's set this year, this week, Saturday in the juniors, which she won again. Esther Ayema, the world record holder. Big names going in Group A. Some recognisable ones in Group C as well, and that's what we're starting with as usual. With Akiko Nakajima of Japan, and Kaya Scholl of Australia, Suzanne Menyameto of Cameroon, Naida Garces of Chile, Kamalpan Karalpet of Thailand. We go all the way up to the 78 kg attempt in the earliest round. For Noor Aini Mohammed, Akiko Nakajima will start with 53 kg. Kazakhstan represented again. They are in just about everything. Ridwan Anan, Henny Ortiz and Martin Vidaisen are our referees. And here is our jury. Ready to get going. It's going to be another long one. The women's 50 kg final is on the way.
Rise up and face
Well, it's going to be a very, very long competition, so buckle in for the next 4 hours or thereabouts. Group C in the women's up to 50 kg final is on the way.
Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready for para-powerlifting? The bar is ready. We're calling our first athlete, representing Japan. 53 kilos, first attempt.
Akiko Nakajima's first up. Hey, we might have a celebration like that. 63 kilos, a lifetime best, 46 years old now. 13th of the last World Championships in Nur Sultan. Japan champion in 2019. 10th of the Asia Oceania Championships 2018. Based in Amagasaki. She's got her veterinary science degree from the University of Tokyo. Now, she was a para-canoeist for a few years and world championship standard. 3 world championships in a row. She did a bit of powerlifting to build up the muscle for that. And Hiroshi Miura, the powerlifter, said, "Why don't you try our sport?" She did, and she's still trying it. And she's opening up at 53. Lifetime best is 63 for Nakajima to start the competition nice and swimmingly. She's 25 seconds left in that, by the way, but that's caused her a bit of trouble, and mainly on the chest sequence. One downturn and the lift as well on the press, so no luck for Nakajima that time.
Spotter loaders, 64 kilos.
Gonna have to come back and do it all again. Kaya Shaw of Australia. She's going for a new lifetime best of 64, personal best of 60, set in Brisbane in May. Won the wheelchair basketball national title with the Queensland Comets back in 2018, based there now in Brisbane. Born Perth. Simon Bergner, her coach. 17th of the last World Championships in Nur Sultan, 9th in the Asia Oceania Championships the year before.
Scholl made her international debut in Kyushu in 2018.
So here we go for an early lead of 64. 2-1 against, and it's the chest sequence. That's got to be tidied up.
Chest sequence.
2-1 against Shaw.
Spotter loaders.
Got to get that fixed.
5 kilos, rack height 13.
Ooh, there was no contact there at all, really. So yeah, you can see why they felt that wasn't what they wanted. Well, from that angle anyway. Next, Suzanne Menya-Meto. Menya's become a very prominent para-athletics name in the past year. And for Cameroon, she's going for 65. That lifetime best of the Dubai World Cup back in June. bronze in the Lagos World Cup in 2019. No mark for her in the last World Championship, so she's got to watch out for that. She was 5th in that Dubai World Cup. Lives in Kribi. She's with Handy Sport Ocean Club. Coach Constance Shifi. So aiming for 65, which is a good bit below her lifetime best, but that's fair enough. Doesn't want to aim too high. Still time on her side. Will the lift be up to scratch? Tentatively does it. No, all three against, and mainly the press and also the bar control from one of our referees, and actually all three said the chest sequence and the press sequence weren't right. So bit of reconstruction going on. That's not even on the way up.
Rack height 13.
Got to go back and sort that one out.
The bar is ready. Nayadet Garces, Chile, 70 kilos, first attempt.
So next for Chile, Nayadet Garces. It's a major championship debut for the 24-year-olds. Great to have her here. The Chilean team, huge as always. And they're here well, supporting as they usually do. And she's aiming for 70, which would be a new lifetime best and which would be the lead. Our first three competitors unsuccessful. So can she buck the trend? Give us a successful lift. The Chilean contingent love it. Not enough referees did 2 and against, and mainly the chest sequence. Both those who gave the red flag said no to that, and also 1 against the press sequence. So we wait for our first successful lift of this competition in Tbilisi today in the women's event. So on we go. Fariza Tolzan of Kazakhstan is going now. 72 is her aim. Originally was looking at 76. First major championship. First time that we've seen her on the global stage. Fariza Tolzan, then going for 72. Which would be a new lifetime best. We've had 4 misses so far. She's the 5th to go for it. Wonder about the straightness of that on the press. and they've all gone against it.
72 kilos.
And it was on the press that she got the thumbs down, and that was on 2 of the referee's cards, and the other it was the chess sequence. So, well, we've had 5 attempts and no go on any of them so far. Quite a few major championship debutants we are seeing here. And Farisa, the latest to miss out on getting a score. Next up, Kamalpan Kraratpet, 65, a lifetime best of the Bangkok World Cup. That's how she qualified, because she won it. This is her first major championship as a result. She's still a junior. She wasn't in the junior championship on Saturday. She's 20 years old. Kamalpan Kraratpet for Thailand. So 72 a target. It would be by 7 kilos a new lifetime best. So here she goes at 72. Originally was looking at 70. Then obviously, guess things have been going well in the call room. She's got that raised. We've had 5 misses. And now 6. 2 going against her, and that's on the press sequence, I'm afraid. Wow. Tough crowd today. We still haven't a successful lift, and well, Kraratpet, the latest to miss out. Mayra Hernandez, the former Americas and Pan Am champion. No mark achieved in the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. That lifetime best of 83 set at the Pan Ams when she won silver for Mexico and made a major global debut at the World Championships in Mexico City in 2017, that in the 1968 Olympic complex. Finished 11th in that. She'd already won Pan Am and America's golds prior to that, in Mexico City and in Toronto. Toronto for the Pan Ams in 2015. Born and raised in Guadalajara, Jalisco State her club.
Has a silver medal from the Parapans in Lima in 2019.
Followed up those title defenses in both the Americas and the Pan Ams with silver medals. So 75 is Mayra's target. 83 is her lifetime best. So 75 is gettable. She's the most illustrious athlete we've seen so far in this, and guess what? That's 7 misses. That's the press sequence. From 2 of the 3, thumbs down, no joy. Wow. We've only got 1 attempt to come, and for Singapore, it's Noraini bint Mohammed Yazli, who we'll see in a moment, and shrugs all round because it's not been their day. Well, it's been an extraordinary round to date. Does the trend get bucked?
The bar is loaded 78 kilos.
Well, here she comes now. Yazli Noraini bint Mohammed. 65 is her lifetime best, and she's gunning here for 78, so she's going for something. Quite good. Should tell you that there was technical appeal by Mara Hernandez's coach. That was turned down, so it's still right across the board. 7 misses. Nouraini Mohammed has the chance to take the lead. Nouraini Yazli for Singapore. Fourth in the Asian Para Games 3 years ago in Jakarta, 13th in the last World Championship, 6th in the Paralympic Games here, clearing 77 and going for 78 here. A few high World Cup finishes.
1 minute.
At the Paralympic Games, the biggest thing she's competed in. But this could be her most significant result of her career. Most significant lift.
No lift.
Well, everybody wiped out in that first round.
The women's up to 50 kilo Group C session.
Don't know if you've ever seen that. I'm not sure I have.
Round 2.
Wow.
With 53 kilos on a rack height of 10.
No success for anyone. It's a bit wobbly. It's only had the 1 Paralympic Games to her name, so nobody's leading.
The bar is loaded. Second attempt, representing Japan.
It's been a very constructive 20 minutes. Here we go again, round 2. We'll get some good lifts here. Back to Akiko Nakajima, her regular coach, the national team coach, John Amos, who is not on stage.
Started in the sport in Osaka in 2016, 1 minute.
Well, she's got plenty of time on her side anyway, and going for the same mark of 53. And her lifetime best is way above this. So she's actually one of the athletes you thought would have succeeded in the first round, but we've had a first round of no good lifts whatsoever. Maybe it changes here. Everybody's decided to go for the same mark at the moment in this second round. Easy does it.
Good.
Hallelujah! We have a good lift. 2-1 in her favour. And Akiko Nakajima is into the lead! Phew.
Water loaders, please. 64 kilos, rack height 10. 64 kilos, rack height 10.
Well, she got it right. And where she leads, the rest can follow. It's been a real run of bad luck for everyone, that they just kept getting the thumbs down. Well, you've got to earn it, I guess, so that was, that's been a boost for everyone. And hopefully for Kaya Shaw it will be as well for Australia. Missed 64 in the opening round, going for 64 again now. 60-year lifetime best, and in this weight division is 58. So this for a new PB.
Joel placed 17th at the World Championships in 2019.
They've been building an Australian team again the last 4 years, picking up prime powerlifting talent left, right and centre. New leader! 3 out of 3, great result. That will get the many Australians in the stadium happy. 64, a new lifetime best. Bounds off, there you go. Kaya Scholl is in the lead. Well, they've all taken away a few thoughts from the first round. And if there's only a couple of misses here and there, party time! She is in top spot.
The bar is ready. The athlete, Suzanne Menya-Meto, Cameroon.
So Suzanne Menya-Meto of Cameroon, she's going again for 65, missed out in the opening round. Going again for 65. Her lifetime best is 76, so again, as was the case with Nakajima, she's gone for something well inside what she's done before, so it's doable, it's gettable. And 15 kilos below what she's lifted previously in her career. This for the lead.
No lift.
Afraid not. 3 against, mainly this time for the press sequence. There's been a bar control thumb down as well, and well, needs to come back to try and avoid a wipeout. Kaya Scholl still leads for Australia. Very, very early days. Starting here at 3 p.m. and will be wrapped up at 6:45 at the earliest.
Bar is loaded. Representing Chile, Nayade Garces.
Nayade Garces up next for Chile, going for 70 again, having missed it last time. She was quite close to it. It was only 2-1 away. It would have been a lifetime best for her as well. So going again, Nayade for 70. Potential. No, all 3 against, and chess sequence, all 3 referees said that was wrong, and 2 said the press was wrong. So that's a bit of work for Nayade Garces, considering that it was 2-1 against last time, it's 3-0 against now.
Spotter loader, 72 kilos, rack height number 4, please.
Just needed a bit more control on the way up, that wasn't there. So now for Kazakhstan, Fariza Tolzan going for 72 in her first major championship at the age of 25, turns 26 next week. And this will be a new lifetime best if she can pull it off. And this again for the lead. Well, she's given that a good go at 72, but again it's all three against, and it's 2 against the press, 2 against the chest. So I'm afraid she too is in danger of a wipeout, and at the moment there are 3 of the 5 lifters who've gone with their 2 attempts that haven't got a weight at this point in time. That'll be a worry.
Thank you. The bar is loaded, 73 kilos, representing Thailand. Second attempt. The athlete is Kamopan.
So next up, going for 73, so unlike the rest, she's decided to add a kilo to the board. Kamalpan Krarat Pet for Thailand. Well, they've had one of the major competitions lost for the past 4 years, the ASEAN, the Southeast Asian Games, which hopefully return next year. It was going to be early in 2020 that it was going to take place, and then obviously something happened. Originally the plan was there were going to be 2 Asian Southeast Asian Para Games in the space of around 20 months, and well, neither have. With the Olympics and Paralympics being bumped a year, that's upset a lot of schedules. But obviously it's unusual for us to have a World Championship in Paralympic year. Unprecedented, never happened before. And let's hope it never happens again, eh? Athletes will welcome the competition, just not the circumstances. Anyway, 73, this for the lead for Thailand by Krarat Pet. Was that steady enough? No, 2 and against. Thought she might have just squeaked that, but afraid not. So, Kaya Scholl still leads for Australia with 64. Nakajima in second place for Japan on 53. Now, how long will that situation last? If this were in the later groups, likes of those in Group B and C, would be rubbing their hands thinking, we've got a great chance of a medal here. The big guns are all faltering. Well, they still can, but we'd like to see a bit more green on the board first, please. And here is somebody who has been at the top of the board and the top of the podium, the former Americas and Pan Am champion, Mayra Hernandez. Those debut America's Championships in Mexico City in 2015, a great success on home soil. Then when they held the World Championships again 2 years later, that got bumped as well, you might remember, due to the earthquake in Mexico City, where it just wasn't right to have a major sporting event a few weeks after all that destruction. Still went ahead alongside the World Para Swimming Championships, you may remember. Simultaneously next door to each other. That was a very good festival of sport. So Mara, what can you do? 75, the target. Would be a new lifetime best despite all the success she's had in her career.
No
and she's missed out too on a 2-1 basis, and it's the press sequence again.
Spotter loaders, please.
Well, we're back to the old sequence, I'm afraid. We have had
78 kilos of the
15
rack
lifts
three.
and 13 have been unsuccessful. Just the balance off on the way up. So,
The bar is loaded, representing Singapore. Nuraini Mohammed
let's
Yasli,
wrap up round 2.
second attempt.
Yasli. Noor Aini Mohammed Yasli. Well, she's had her successes as well. She's got a great knack of qualifying for major championships. Sixth in the Paralympic Games in Tokyo, fourth of the last Asian Games in Jakarta, sixth in the Asia Oceania Championships in Kitakyushu. .78 again, and this for the lead, and she'd have a lead of 14 kilos, which should be quite a significant advantage. Everybody has missed so far in round 2, going for the same mark again in round 3, just to get on the board. Let's see how she can do here. Well, she's got into the top 4 in major championships. She's got the quality.
No lift.
She's not got the lift though. It's 2-1 against, and differing reasons. The press and the chest.
That concludes round 2.
2-1 against.
Women's up to 50 kilos.
Well, it improved,
Round 3 begins with 57 kilos.
but not for most of them.
Rack height of 10.
So out of 8, there are 6 who are in a big threat of being wiped out altogether. No mark. Kaya Shaw leads for Australia on 64 kg. Akiko Nakajima in the silver medal position on 53.
The bar is loaded to 57
And nobody else has a mark yet.
kilos. Representing
So
Japan,
currently in second place,
Nakajima.
Nakajima. It's an extraordinary competition. Had 53, going for 57. It'll keep her in second place. She's not looking to overtake Kaya Scholl. Happy to stay where she is, just to get another successful lift. Obviously, if she gets it, she would be the first in this competition to have 2 successful lifts. There'll be a lot of people envious of her if she does it. It's just been a really, really odd competition. bit faltering in the way up. But is she okay?
No lift.
Nope. All three against, and all three against on the press, plus a couple on the chest. So at least she got one. At least she got that mark of 53, and she remains in the silver medal position. Normally we wouldn't emphasize that in Group C, but the way this has gone so far, you just never know. She could end up finishing quite high.
Kilos, please. On a rack height of 10.
So, Nakajima just missing out and having 2 successful lifts. How about Kaya Scholl? It is possible for the former National Basketball League winner.
The bar is ready with 68 kilos for Kaya Scholl, Australia, 3rd attempt. The Oceania record, currently held by Kelly Cartwright, set at the...
An attempt at the Oceanic record, and another
Oceania record is 64 kilos.
sportswoman who's jumped between sports, the great Kelly Cartwright.
Australia.
At the Commonwealth Games in 2018 in Gold Coast, she set that at 64. So that's been equalled. Now it can be bettered to stay in the gold medal position. So, Kaya Scholl, 68, for a new record. And it is hers! 68 kilos, a new lifetime best, an Oceania record, and she has achieved all that she set out to be, and she's in the gold medal position. Early days it may be, but the way this competition's gone, she might be there for a very, very long time. Good lift. It's Korea next year for the Asia Oceania Championships, the second running of the United Championships. We had, I think, 3, which was an Asian Championship all on its own. Something for the diary for everyone next year in June in Pyeongtaek, followed by the Americas Powerlifting Championship North and South America, which will have lots of Chilean representation, and maybe Naidet Garces will be there as well. Chesterfield. Where the US Powerlifting Center is based. Chesterfield, it's St. Louis to the rest of us, basically. Although remember when they had a Ryder Cup in Rochester Hills, and nobody was saying Detroit that week. Anyway, Naidet Garces, this for the lead. 2 attempts at 70, missed out. Can she hit the front? No, she can't. 2 to 1 against, and 2 to 1 against in the chest sequence. Plus there was a thumbs down and the press as well, I'm afraid. So she is the first athlete to be wiped out. No mark for Naidet Garces. Well, well, well. It's notable that there are a few who are, despite their 2 failures, going for something quite higher in this final round. And Farisa Tolzan is one of them. She's going up to 73. And all of these are looking to go into first place in Group C. actually quite a dramatic leap we're going to see shortly from Menyameto of Cameroon, but for now this is the tilt to the top for Farisa Tolsan. Nice to get on the board, as everybody was seeing from here on in. The last 6 going in Group C are all just trying to get on the board. They'll take anything at this stage. Ooh, that's well, did she make it? That's the first question. I know she didn't. 2-1 against. The press sequence against. It didn't look level on the way up anyhow. It was only 2-1 against, but wipeout. She does not register a mark. And there's 4 others who are trying to avoid this.
Thank you, the bar is loaded. 73 kilos, third attempt, representing Thailand. Kamalpan Kradatpit.
So next up, Kamalpan Kradatpit, 73 her target. And in a lot of cases they're trying for lifetime best. 65, the best lift of her career. First major championship and winning the Bangkok World Cup event got her into this pretty much. Qualifying for the Paralympic Games is a different proposition. Anyway, 73 for the lead. Has she found her consistency? Yes, she has. We have a new leader. Kamalpan Kradatpit, 73, lifetime best, and into top spot. Well, it's a positive result. It's come at the right time. She did increase. Started at 72, ended at 73, and she has got it. Didn't need to ask again.
Thank you, the bar is loaded to 75 kilos. Representing Mexico, Alejandra Hernandez.
So next up, Mara Alejandra Hernandez. She's hit a traffic jam at 75. This
Hernandez
to take
made
the
her
lead.
Paralympics debut in Tokyo.
Well, Guadalajara hosted a Para-Pan-Ams before. And has produced one of the great male powerlifting champs of the last 6 years. Is there another one here? Well, she has been at America's level. Mara Hernandez gets it, 3 out of 3. She's in the lead from Mexico, and now the successful lifts are coming. Boy, has she had to wait. She's cleared it at 75, and Mara Hernandez is our new leader.
Can we get 75 kilos once again? This time with a rack height of 13.
The best things come to those who wait, and she's had to wait longer than most. Her lifetime best is actually 83. She's gone a good bit heavier than this in her career, but well, she's had a bit of a struggle, and she made it. So now this is the big leap. Suzanne Menyameto has missed out twice at 65, going now at 75. Adding 10 onto the bar. She would match Hernandez, but Hernandez by a kilo, and body weight would take the head-to-head. This is for second place. So, for a spot in the top 2, $75 from Menyameto. Chest sequence worth looking at.
No lift.
And I'm afraid, no joy at a chest sequence from a couple, the bar control from one, and the press sequence from all of them. No lift. No mark for Suzanne Menyameto, unfortunately.
Spotter loaders, 78 kilos.
She is the third
Rapid
to suffer a
forward.
wipeout. No joy, no success, no mark. Menyameto is denied.
The bar is loaded. Final attempt. Representing Singapore, Nuraini Mohammed Yesli.
Nuraini Yasli, couple of goes at 78 and now going for it again. For the lead. Well, the Asian Para Games a target next year. The Asia Oceania Championships in South Korea a target. Lifting 78 now a target. This to take the lead and to go into the gold medal position. We've had 4 who have had successful lifts throughout the competition. This to make it 5. Has Yasli done it? I'm afraid not. All 3 against. Chest sequence from all 3 and the press from 2.
This concludes the lifting of the women's
Well,
50 kilo.
what an extraordinary competition we've had. We see it visually in a few moments just how extraordinary it was. Our leader with 75 is Hernandez of Mexico, Mara Hernandez, and Yasli Nuraini Mohammed of Singapore. Well, it was a valiant attempt. She didn't get it. But we've had an extraordinary set of marks. And I make it only 5 were successful. There is the confirmation that she too suffers a wipeout. Only 5 successful lifts out of 24. Our leader, Mayra Hernandez of Mexico. That on 75, Kamalpan Krarapet of Thailand. 73 in second place, Kaya Shaw of Australia. The only lifter to get 2 accepted. 68, her mark. And Akiko Nakajima in 4th on 53. New Oceania record as well for Kaya Shaw. Probably the main positive headline from Group C. 19 out of 24 of the attempts were no lifts. And 4 of the 8 competitors did not register a mark. It's amazing, actually. Mara Hernandez, the 2015 Americas and Pan Am champion, has managed to stamp a bit of authority onto the competition, and she leads coming out of Group C. Group B is next, and that will be in exactly half an hour. So we'll show you some highlights. There were a few. Back with Group B shortly.
dove arrivi. Mi chiamo Donato Tedesca, ho 22 anni e vengo dall'Italia. Io ho avuto un incidente quando avevo 2 anni e mezzo e ho avuto l'amputazione di entrambe le gambe a questa altezza qui e non ho mai smesso appunto di sognare e di ambire a quello che è il sogno di Tokyo 2020. Il top. Quando ho iniziato, una delle prime cose che mi sono chiesto era qual era il record del mondo. Ok, va benissimo, io non sono lì, voglio arrivarci. In questo momento credo che la cosa più importante sia continuare ad allenarmi sempre di più, sempre meglio. Siamo agli sgoccioli, diamo il massimo per arrivare alla miglior condizione possibile e a scrivere un altro tassello in più di storia. Buongiorno, benvenuti nella mia casa. La prima cosa che faccio è andarmi a pesare.
900 grammi sopra.
Ovviamente in Italia non è facile mangiare così sano, pizzerie, panifici, ovunque, è ancora più difficile. Però l'unico modo per fare di peso è con l'insalata. Sto dedicando gli ultimi 6-7 mesi per preparare l'Olimpiade al meglio. In linea di massima mi alleno 2 volte al giorno, tutti i giorni tranne il sabato e la domenica faccio solo un allenamento. I 90 kg sono il mio primo step, poi faccio circa 6 ripetizioni, poi salgo a 120, 140, 160 fino all'allenamento del giorno. Appunto, oltre appunto a fare l'atleta sto studiando economia in università qui a Roma, un po' stressato lo ammetto, però è una cosa che davvero mi piace. Tutte volte le persone mi dicono come fai ad essere così positivo, come fai ad andare avanti, non se ne donano più le gambe. In realtà la domanda che viene è un'altra, e come fai tu? Sport non raggiungere gli obiettivi, e nel mio caso il mio perché era di arrivare alla Paralympic nel miglior tempo possibile, nella miglior forma possibile. Per questo sono solo incredibili, però di base magari voi nel momento in oggi sono comunque stati, nel periodo di pandemia ho avuto la fortuna comunque di avere la mia famiglia a fianco. Io persone sono abituato a delle scadenze per ogni figli, dato la stabilizzato tantissimo, la motivazione principale per me era noi stessi. Lo sportivo che mi ha ispirato di più probabilmente diceva: ho avuto il mio incidente, non ho guardato a ciò che mi mancava, ma a ciò che avevo. Ciò che nel mio sport è fondamentale, oltre appunto alla forza, è importantissima una tecnica perfetta. Mantenere traccia di questi dati dei senso bar è fondamentale perché vi dà un modo oggettivo di poter tracciare delle alzate, quindi magari secondo la velocità, secondo magari anche il numero di centimetri che ogni alzata diciamo permette di confrontare questi dati e capire effettivamente il giorno magari dove eravamo un po' più in forma, il giorno dove eravamo meno in forma, senza distorsioni diciamo esterne. Mi ha permesso effettivamente di fare level up, misurare in modo super preciso i miei punti diciamo di deficit. Quale muscolo che doveva avere magari il preciso compito di compensare quella zona. L'obiettivo grande è continuare a capire ancora di più ogni minimo dettaglio che può fare la differenza per arrivare appunto nella miglior condizione possibile ai prossimi Giochi Olimpici. Non esiste la perfezione, ma si può sempre migliorare. Diciamo che non ho ancora ben realizzato ciò che andremo a fare a Tokyo. È una cosa che davvero l'ho solo vissuta nei miei sogni. quando ho saputo che sono andato a Tokyo è stata l'effettiva conferma di tanto lavoro, tanto sacrificio fatto negli anni, quindi significa semplicemente compensare tutto il lavoro in un'unica cosa.
Now for the European senior round. It looks good, and it is!
Vado a Tokyo come il quarto sud-ranking mondiale. Il mio unico potere segreto era l'allenamento. L'idea di voler fare un record del mondo mi ha portato ad allenarmi al massimo per farlo. L'idea di voler giocarmi una Paralimpiade mi ha portato ad potermi a giocare. Probabilmente uno dei pensieri per me importanti è riflettere del perché sto facendo tutto questo, del perché ho iniziato questo sport, del perché effettivamente io voglio arrivare in alto. Nel mio caso il mio perché è quello di dimostrare alle persone che tutto è possibile in ogni ambito della vita, no? Ci sono delle difficoltà, quindi mostrare con i risultati questo mi dà quel qualcosa in più nella vita delle persone.
attempt, 160. Wow, how strong is this woman? Another world record, 2-1 in favour. Party just gets louder. Inspection by the centre referee to make sure she's wearing anything illegal. And of course she's not. What an attempt. Impeccable control all the way to the chest. Pauses. Huge drive back to Marseille. Just managed to keep control. And he's got it. 2-1. Phenomenal lifting that we are witnessing here in Rio Centro, Pavilion 2. And Supers, well, just joined us. That was something special. 305 kilos. Never before have we seen anybody lift over 300. Simon Rahman, Islamic Republic of Iran, smashes, obliterates his own world record. Did you hear that? It's already up on the board, 310 kilos. Well, something very, very
After its debut as weightlifting in the Tokyo 1964 Paralympic Games, the sport, now known as powerlifting, expanded from just male lifters with a spinal cord injury to include athletes with physical impairments that affect their lower limbs or hips, or athletes with short stature. Female powerlifters made their Paralympic debut in 2000. Powerlifting is the ultimate test of upper body strength, and you'll often see athletes lifting more than 3 times their own body weight. Powerlifters are split into 10 different categories based on body weight for each gender. Powerlifting consists of one discipline, a bench press. Unlike the able-bodied sport where athletes use their feet on the floor to assist the bench press, Paralympic athletes lie totally flat on a completely different style of bench. Each competitor has 2 minutes to complete their attempt. When the lifter has the bar under full control, they must wait until they receive the command, start. Start! Then they have to lower the bar in a controlled manner and definitively stop it on the chest. Next, they press it upwards, lock out both elbows simultaneously and hold the bar under control until the referees command to wrap. At least 2 white lights are required from 3 referees for a good lift. A red light indicates a bad lift. Athletes have 3 attempts, and the winner is the athlete that lifts the heaviest weight. In the 3rd round, 2 weight changes are permitted. The weight change can be higher or lower. No changes are allowed if the lifter has already been called to the platform by the speaker, and or if the bar has already been loaded. To attempt a new record, it must exceed the previous one set by a minimum of 0.5 kilograms. Where a world record is broken during the actual 3 lifts of competition, the 0.5 kilograms does not count towards the competition total, but is rounded down to the full kilogram. The jury may allow a 4th attempt for a world record. This adds suspense to the competition, as a lifter could break the world record but may not win gold. Powerlifting offers a tense and dramatic spectacle where coaches have to be good strategists as their athletes battle to outlift their rivals.
Representing Republic of Korea, Shin Young-gi. Representing RPC, Larissa Barieva. Representing Great Britain, Charlotte McGuinness. Representing Brazil, Maria Santos de Oliveira. And representing Kazakhstan, Gulim Kurmanbayeva. These are the athletes in the Group B session. First attempt, 3 minutes and a half.
Some promising names then coming up. It's Group B of the women's up to 50 kg final at Tbilisi 2021, the World Powerlifting Championships.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Are you ready for para-powerlifting? The bar is 73 kilos. First attempt.
Shin Yun Ki of Korea, first to go, lifetime best of 73. That at the Asian Games in Incheon, November 2014. Finished 5th in that. She was actually injured for 4 years. It's only her 4th World Championship appearance, and I say only 4th because her debut was back in 2002 in Kuala Lumpur. 15th in Nur Sultan 2 years ago, a previous one before that, 2010. 5th in the Asian Games, 2014, no mark in her last Paralympics appearance, which was London 2012. The last Paralympics in which she got a mark was Athens. Finished 8th in that. Her husband, Cho Soon Nam, powerlifter in Athens and well. 2004. We've seen her at the Asia Oceania Championships as well. She was 7th in that in Kitakyushu in 2018. So a chance to do some business out of Group B, potentially starting off at 73. Her original target was 80. So maybe she's seen what's gone on before and said, let's go a bit lower, do something a bit more manageable. This to go 2nd overall. I'm afraid not 2 and against. So Shin Yun Ki doesn't have success. 2 and against.
Spotter loaders, please. 76 kilos. Rack height 8.
So that's 5 out of 25 successful lifts that we have seen. It wasn't that far away, to be frank. Next up, here's a big name, Laura Serrera Gabriel of Mexico. Well, what hasn't she won? World Championship silver and bronze, Paralympic bronze, Pan Am gold, America's gold. And she's also won European Open gold, that was back in 2001. Asian Open Championship gold, 2007. Paralympics bronze, Beijing 08, Athens 04, Sydney 2000, first World Championship medal 2002, her first World Championship 98, silver in 02 by the way, did that again in 06, Kuala Lumpur and Busan, her first World Champs Dubai 23 years ago, La Reina Zapatek. She too had a spell of about 3 years, mainly injured, 14 to 2017, Mexico City based. Those World Championships there in 2017 didn't see her register a mark, unfortunately. That's been the story in her last 2 World Championships, her last 2 Paralympic Games. For the last 5 Global Championships she hasn't registered a mark, and the one she did, she won bronze in it. Worlds 2014 in Dubai. So she still got it. 35 seconds to go, still a bit of setting up to do. Down to 20 seconds now.
No lift.
2-1 against, and that was the press sequence. Well. She'd gone for 76 in that instead of 78, which was her original target.
Spotter loaders, please. 77 kilos.
It's not been their day yet.
3.
Quite remarkable.
Thank you. The bar is ready.
The interesting
77
thing
kilos
is
representing
that
Great
we've a
Britain.
whole
Attempt 1, Charlotte McGinnis.
line of lifters who, having seen what happened in Group C, have come way down in their estimation of what they should go for in this group. So Charlotte McGinnis of Great Britain, the silver medalist in the World Juniors in Tbilisi on Saturday, was going for 84, now 177. Manchester World Cup, bronze this year, 4th last year. Lead student from Harrogate, Uwe Harrogate. There's advertising for a sports channel you didn't need. So Charlotte McGinnis on the way at 77.
Good lift.
Ah, yes,
McGinnis,
that's it, 2 to 1.
kilos.
She does what she needed to do.
Spotter loader 77, same
Good
weight.
news, did
This
well,
time
did very
miraculous
well.
16.
Very, very fruitful. Well, she did right. Went much lower than she first anticipated. Had to be careful. Emanuela Romano now, her major championship debut. 31 years old for Italy.
Emanuela Romano.
Turned 31 the opening weekend of the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and prospects of getting in among the leading lights here. Charlotte McGinnis leads for Great Britain in 77, and this will be the lead for Romano if she gets it on the head-to-head. Body weight lighter by 400 grams. There's a few Italians in the house.
1 minute.
Well, this to put her in front. Out of 27 lifts, only 6 have been given the all clear. I want to say the all clear, only 2 of those 27 have had all the referees satisfied with what they'd seen. So Romano, 77, that would put her in front,
No
and
lift.
it doesn't.
Romano.
2 against, and it's the equal measure, the chest sequence and the press sequence.
Spotter loaders, please. 79 kilos, rack 11.
So, still no joy for the majority of this field. We've had 4 lifts in this group and only 1 successful so far for McGinnis. And it was from here on in that the referees, well, she lost them. Maria
The bar is ready at 79
Lucined
kilos,
Santos de
representing
Oliveira,
Great Britain.
Maria Oliveira,
Maria Santos de Oliveira.
the reigning Americas and Pan Am champion. Americas from Bogota, the Pan Am from Lima, 4th in the European Open Championships in Bergsamere 3 years ago. Won the Rio World Cup. That was a big break for her as the big Paralympics test event in 2016, and then did the same in Eger in Hungary the following year. Only one Paralympics to her name, and that was in 2008 in Beijing. She finished 5th in that, 7th in the last World Championships in Mexico City 4 years ago. Former swimmer, based in Natal up north. Her coach is Carlos Williams. He's been busy. So this again for the lead for 79. Lifetime best is 91. It's gettable. It was raised pretty quickly. No, it's not good. Press sequence all 3 saying they didn't like it. And the beat goes on. She's 47 now. And wasn't given that. But she's reigning champ of the Americas, so potential for the America's Championship next year in Missouri and the Pan Ams in 2023. Which I'm thinking is in Santiago. Sakina Khatun of India up next, aiming for 93, her lifetime best. That's what she set in Tokyo in August in her first Paralympic Games. Silver in the Asia, Oceania and Asian Games last time out. Commonwealth Games bronze. That was in 2014 in Glasgow. The first Indian powerlifter to win a medal at a Commonwealth Games, and obviously yesterday they've had their first ever World Powerlifting Championships medalist. Full stop. Also a silver for her at the 2015 Asian Championships in Almaty. It's her 5th World Championships. Her 5th global event, 3 World Championships. This is her 4th throw in the Paralympic Games as well, where she finished in 5th place. Our target here is 80. This for the lead. So has she done enough with that? Yes, she has. 2-1 in her favour, and we have a new leader. That was at 80.
82 kilos, rack height 11.
She's one of only 2. Actually, no, one of only 1 to stick to her original tally that she had put in 2 hours ago. And she got it. That's good.
The bar is ready.
Larissa Berieva of the RPC. 81, a lifetime best that was set at the last Worlds in Nur Sultan 2 years ago. And she finished 8th in that. European bronze medalist 2013 in Alexin in Russia. Mega World Cup winner in Hungary in 2019. You might remember her sister Keda Berieva, bronze in the Worlds in 2014. That'll be the best result for the family yet. She passed a PE and sports degree in the Siberian State University. This is for 82 for the RPC. For the lead. How was that? Press. 2-1 against, 1 on the chest, 1 on the press. 2 referees who voted against that. Middle referee was satisfied.
Spotter loaders, rack height 2, weight 87 kilos.
So she's had no success either. So that's 2 out of 7 in this group. 7 out of 31 in the whole competition have been successful. Gulim Kamanbayeva of Kazakhstan. The Dubai World Cup, her lifetime best this year of 85 kg.
Bar is ready, Kazakhstan.
11th in the last World Championships.
Kurmanbayeva.
2 years ago, she's been really successful down the World Cup circuit. Gold in Manchester last year, bronze in the follow-up this year, silver in that Dubai World Cup this year in the Sports Centre for Athletes of Determination by the airport. Her coach is Sergei Fedyushkin. She's with the, well, it's either the RIDK Sports Club or the RIDK Sports Club. I've never been there. Started in her home city of Aktobe in 2014, which was the capital once, and then it went to Almaty, and then it went to Astana, and then they renamed it Nur Sultan. .87 to take the lead, which would be a new lifetime best by 7 kilos. Wasn't quite able to qualify for the Paralympic Games, has qualified for these Worlds again, trying to aim for the top 10, trying to get into the lead here, and she has!
Kurmanbayeva.
Whiteout, 3 out of 3.
This concludes the first round of the
That'll do.
up to 50
So we've had
kilo
3
category.
successful lifts out of 8, and that is the most successful round that we've had out of the 4 to date in this competition.
Rack height of 8.
Gulam Karambayeva, our new leader on 87 for Kazakhstan. Sakina Khatun of India in second on 80. Charlotte McGuinness third for Great Britain on 77. Myra Hernandez lying in fourth from Mexico. Kamal Pankrarapet for Thailand in fifth. Kaya Scholl of Australia in sixth.
The bar is loaded to 73 kilos. Representing Republic of Korea, Shin Yun-ki.
And it's happening all over again. Shin Yun-ki of Korea
Is a two-time Paralympic.
aiming for 73 to go fifth. It would match a lifetime best. She's going for 73 again. All those who have missed are going for the same tally again. First major competition 19 years ago. She's 53 now. It's a sport with a lot of durability. Even though she had 4 years out with injury, pretty much. Her return very, very welcome. She's not been in a Paralympic Games for 9 years. It's only her second World Championship since 2010, only her third since 2002. At the very, very highest level she's been in and out, but still been competing regularly. Shin Yun-ki, 20 seconds to go, had to move it on a bit there. This to get on the board and get high into fifth place, and it's no lift, and all 3 referees saying was the chest sequence and the press sequence that they didn't go for. None from 2. It was 2-1 against last time. This was a strikeout, as they're terming it now. Just didn't get it right. think she kind of knew, really. Next up in the wings, it is Lara Serrero for Mexico.
The bar is ready, representing Mexico. Second attempt.
Going again at
kilos,
76.
Laura Serrero.
98 is her lifetime best in a storied career. Four World Championship medals. 2 of them silver, 2 bronze. 3 Paralympic bronzes from each of the Paralympic Games in the noughties. European Open in '99, the silver. She won the title in 2001. Pan Am champ in 03, 07, 11. America's champ as well down the line. She's done it all, more or less, and still doing it all. 76 this to go, 4th. Clock running down a bit again. Can't mask that. Down to 12. Now she's got it going. Will it be a successful one at 76 for Serrero to go into 4th place?
No lid.
I'm afraid it is not. 2 and against, press sequence for both with a threat now of a wipeout coming for the fabulously successful Mexican international.
Spotter loaders, please. 77
And again, there was 2 and against.
16.
It's one of those days. So next up, it's a major championship debutante, Emanuela Romano for Italy, and a chance to go 3rd, aiming for 77, which would be a new lifetime best.
Thank you, the bar is loaded.
She's not been on the international circuits.
Italy, Emanuela Romano.
She is now. She's been a good swimmer in the past. World champion 2013 in Montreal. Health problems then hit from Napoli. Within a few years of making her international debut for Italy, she was a world champion in swimming. So can it happen again in this game? So at 77, no joy at all, and all of them going against her on the press sequence, I'm afraid.
Spotter loaders, rack height 11, weight 79 kilos.
Well, they all saw the same thing, and they all said that it was not to their taste.
The bar is loaded. Brazil.
On we go.
Santos de
Maria Lucinade Santos de Oliveira, the reigning Americas and Pan Am champion. Very successful in the World Cup circuit, and like Romano, a former swimmer in her own rights. So going for 79, that would put her into the bronze medal position. She's one of those who's suffered from being voted down in the opening round, as 5 of the 8 here were. And if you think about it, the 16 lifters that we've seen to date, only 3 out of those 16 were given the thumbs up in the opening round. She let the clock run down a bit there.
Good lift.
It was worth it. Into the bronze medal position for Maria Santos de Oliveira, and she goes into a podium position for now.
Spotter loaders, 80 kilos please. Rack height 3.
Good news. Well, she's waited for that a long time, and it's come off.
The bar is loaded, 80 kilos. Great Britain, Charlotte McGuinness, second attempt.
So Charlotte McGuinness, the Junior World Championship silver medalist. This to put her third now that she's been knocked down a place by Romano. She's down in fourth at the moment, going for 80 here. Scored 77. Well, she's had a busy few days of competition too. The first 3 days here she's been very, very active. She'll be heading home to Harrogate with
1 minute.
a World Championship silver medal. She went as high as 80, this mark, to win that world silver, so this would match her lifetime best set 2 days ago, and that is what she has done. 2 out of 3 for Charlotte McGuinness, and she goes into the top 3 again. Well, that was great, and for her, worth waiting for. She's the only one in this group to succeed with the first 2 attempts, and that was just superb.
The bar is ready with 82 kilos. representing RPC, second attempt, Larissa.
So now another go
Berieva.
at 82 for Larissa Berieva for the RPC. And a former European bronze medalist, but the last European Championship she competed in was in Eger in Hungary in 2015. She's missed the 2018 one. So here she goes, Berieva. Chance to go second, currently not on the table at all. We've seen 16 competitors and 9 have not yet registered a mark, and for most of those they're not going to. But Berieva can change her fate here. Second go at 82.
No lift,
2,
Berieva.
1 against, and the press sequence again, it's both the referees watching from an angle straight on. From the back it looked right, but no success. For India, Sakinat Khatun going for 85, having cleared 80 in the previous round. 89 is a lifetime best, so she's still a bit under that. She's not going to move position at all, won't overtake Kamanbayeva of Kazakhstan, who we'll see after this.
Khatun placed 5th in Tokyo. She is a bronze medal from the Commonwealth Games, though, in Glasgow, Scotland, 2014.
You weren't expecting that, were you? Khatun will stay in the silver medal position, and still Group A to come in about an hour's time. Made gradual progress in the way up.
No lift.
Not enough though.
85
That
kilos.
press they all went against. And actually, bit of body
Spotter loaders, 91
sequence issue
kilos.
as well from one of the referees. That's one of the first we've seen this week, and well, I wonder if she wants to go any higher. What does that signal mean? That she doesn't want to go higher, or that she doesn't want to lift again? We'll see. She does have a mark on the board, but was voted down there.
The bar is loaded to 91 kilos.
So,
the athlete,
our leader
Gulim
for
Kurmanbayeva. 91
Kazakhstan,
kilos, second attempt.
it is Gulim Kurmanbayeva. Cleared 87 in the opening round, all three. This is for 91 for Kurmanbayeva.
Kurmanbayeva placed
11th at the last World Championships.
2 years ago, 2019.
Well, this to add an extra 4 to her lead. She's up by 7 at the moment. This would be 11 kilos that she'd have the advantage in. It's only been 4 successes so far. 4 athletes who've been successful out of the 8s. And only Charlotte McGuinness has been able to lift successfully twice in this group, like Kaya Scholl in Group C. Scholl being 7th at the moment. That's how the rest do, but even in Group C, Hernandez, Carapret, Scholl could actually finish top 10 maybe. Let's see how she's done there. I think there was a lot of trouble at the top. and the body sequence was all at sea. She's been marked down by everyone. And never mind the press sequence. It was the bar control and the body sequence that was swaying in the breeze a bit.
Sakina Khatun of India has retired from the remainder.
Khatun has gone, by the way. That's what that signal was about. Thought it might have been something like that. Kumanbiyeva leads then on 87 for Kazakhstan. Khatun in second place at 80, and that's all she wrote. McGuinness in the bronze medal position for Great Britain on 80. Ray Oliveira fourth for Brazil on 79. Mera Hernandez for Mexico on 75. Kamalpan Karapet for Thailand sixth on 73, and Kaya Scholl for Australia still up there in seventh place on 68 kg as we go into the final round of Group B.
Shin's husband also has competed internationally in parapowerlifting.
Trying to avoid a wipeout. So we've had 40 lifts and only 10 have been called good. As one competitor told me the first time I worked at this at the World Championships in 2014, well, actually it was a great guessing game. So asking me why there were so many fouls called, and at the end everybody said, well, you know, it's strict and everybody's got an impairment. I said, why do you think there are so many fouls? Okay. So this to get on the board and to leap up out of nowhere into sixth, because it's been that kind of day. Shin Yun-ki for Korea. She stayed at 73 all the way. Actually, most of them who have missed out and who are trying to avoid being wiped out have decided to be conservative and stay on their mark. Not try and go sniff around for anything bigger. That's not bad. Oh, it is bad. Sorry, it is. No lift. All going against her in the chest sequence. I was just paying attention to the last bit. That was good. Nobody faulted that. But Shin Yun-ki has been wiped out, I'm afraid. 3 goes at 73. And it was a strikeout for her on that lift and the previous one. 2-1 against her on the first. And she has suffered a wipeout. No mark for Shin. A fate that Laura Serrera is trying to avoid as well, and all the success she's had in her career, she's also going for 76 just to make sure. That's what she's missed twice previously. Doesn't want to take that risk either.
Including having 3 bronze medals from Sydney 2000, Athens 2004, Beijing 2008.
Not currently on the board. This would put her 5th if she can get the 76. She's obviously had a storied and successful career, but the fact that she's decided not to go any higher than this, despite the fact her lifetime best is 22 kilos higher, kind of shows the tough afternoon everyone's had. It's just hit 5 p.m. in Tbilisi.
Minute.
Only 3 successful lifts in round 1 here, and only 2 in round 2. It was round 3 when it finally kicked off in Group C. So do we get something to shout about here for Laura Serrero? She's had a few recent competitions where there hasn't been a mark. This would be a very welcome experience to just get on the board. She'd be 5th for as long as she could be. There's 12 seconds left. She's got it. She's got it. She registers a mark. It took a while, but she's avoided the fate that so many have suffered. Wipeout isn't visiting her this time.
Spotter loaders. We need 81 kilos.
It's the first mark she's registered in a major championship since the 2014 Worlds when she won bronze. She was, if that had gone wrong, it would have been 3 World Championships in a row and her last 2 Paralympic Games in which there was no mark. She's had a great career. She's better than that, and well, thankfully she is better than that. She's 5th. Got 76.
Thank you, the bar is ready, 81 kilos. Great Britain, Charlotte McGuinness, 3rd attempt.
Charlotte McGuinness coming now, going for 81. Well, she's only the 2nd athlete in this entire competition out of the 16 we've seen so far who's got both of her lifts to date, who's got 2 lifts, full stop. Kaya Scholl did it in Group C. She missed out like everyone did in round 1. 3 out of the 16 first attempts were successful, the other 13 weren't. Scoreboard is a sea of red. It's like a Game of Thrones wedding. That's one for the kids. 81 then. Is to go into the silver medal position. No, afraid not. That's her first miss. 2 out of 3 against, and both on the press. So stays on 80.
Spotter loaders, please, 81 kilos and a rack height of 16.
Well, she stays in the medal. She's in 3rd spot. Group A to come. And the pointed bit of the competition still on the way.
Thank you, the bar is loaded.
Next up, the former world champion
81 kilos,
swimmer.
3rd attempt. Italy,
Emanuela Romano from Naples.
Romano
50
is a
freestyle.
2-time Paralympian in Rio and in London, but both in the pool, never as a para-powerlifter, only as a swimmer.
She's made the switch across from the wet stuff to the hard stuff, and the bench, the unforgiving bench. A couple of goes at 77, no joy, going up for 81 now. This to go into the silver medal position out of nowhere. Now, Serrero avoided the wipeout, jumped up into 5th, and Romano, if she gets this, would only be bettered by Kerman Bieva. So here we go, 81, Romano, go 2nd.
No lift, Romano.
All 3 against in the press sequence, and unforgiving it is. She has been wiped out.
Spotter loaders, please, 82 kilos.
This has been one of those days. We've lost, I think, 7 of the competitors in this who've had no lift. They've been wiped out. She's the latest. It's been an unforgiving day. 3 more attempts to go in this group, and then Group A beckons. We've had 6 successful attempts so far out of 21. 5 out of 24 previously. So next up for the RPC, it's Larissa Barieva. Sticky at 82, she had those 2 attempts which didn't work out, and again she's on the way potentially to the silver medal position if she gets. That's the target. Well, it'll all be worth it if you can get this. Serrero the only one in Group B so far to avoid a wipeout. Hernandez and Kratapet in Group C got out of jail, and Berieva's done it! Oh! 2 out of 3, she goes into the silver medal position just like that. For the RPC. And suddenly, she's guaranteed a top 11 finish, and if Santos misses, the next attempt will be top 10, and that having been nowhere on the board 30 seconds ago. Thank you.
The bar is loaded. The athlete.
Well, if she got all of her results all the way through, that might have been heading towards 90 maybe, or certainly the high 80s. Maria Oliveira, a couple of goes at 79 and cleared the second of them, going now for 83, and again this will put her into the silver medal position. Kurmanbieva's so far in front for Kazakhstan, having cleared 87 in the opening round, missed 91, will be going for 91 next, but Santos aiming for 83.
Is the reigning gold medalist from the Paralympics held in Lima 2019.
A situation similar to Laura Serrero that has been so successful. Pan Am champ, still is. America's champ, still is. Hasn't strayed far from her original target because it's just been that kind of a day for everybody. Maria Oliveira going for 83. This to put her into the silver medal position, currently in 5th, and so 483. Has she got the chest sequence right?
Press sequence mentioned by two.
Well, she did. Press sequence, on the other hand, not so much. Well, she did get 79. She remains in 5th spot, so that's one brief shining beacon for her, but she will finish down the field. Not in the medals this time. At worst, it'll be 13th for her. Currently 5th at best. Who knows what carnage awaits in Group A. '79 was her best. One more to go in Group A. In Group B, and it is our leader and our runaway leader.
The bar is loaded. The athlete representing Kazakhstan, Gulim Kurmanbiev.
So Gulim Kermenbayeva of Kazakhstan is on the way, going for 94 here, which is 14 beyond the previous lifetime best. So she has stayed on schedule. 87 got, 91 missed, now 94. And well, it depends what everybody in Group A decides to do. 94 is where we're supposed to start in Group A, but I just think they might ramp it down a little bit. It's what the Group B's did once they saw what had happened in Group C. Group A is underway in 35 minutes time, by the way. 5:50 Georgian time. It's 5:15 now in Tbilisi. So 94, and her lead would be 12 kilos, which would be quite significant at this level. Be interesting. Yes, she has got it. 2-1 in her favour. Well, now that gives her a chance. Seeing the day we've had of finishing much better than 9th. At worst, it will be 9th. How close to the podium might she get? She did all she needed to, and she had 2 out of 3. That was good. That was a nice lift. And the interesting thing is she'd originally put herself down for 91, having missed in the previous round, but she gets that. And at 94, her lead is quite significant, and she might eat into the Group A participants quite well. Kermenbayeva, our leader, on 94 for Kazakhstan. Parayeva for the OPC, second on 82. Khatun for India, third on 80. McGuinness, fourth for Great Britain on 80. Oliveira, fifth for Brazil in 79. Loris Herrera is sixth for Mexico in 76. Only 2 in the end wiped out, Romano and Shin in Group B. Quite a few more in Group C, where Hernandez, Karatpet and Scholl are currently in top 10 places. Only 10 successful lifters out of 16. Normally might be a little bit higher. We've had 13 successful lifts out of 47. Khatun skipped her last one. Kermenbayeva setting the standard for Kazakhstan going into Group A. And that will be in around 40 minutes time, but the next set of women's medals to be decided in Tbilisi soon. Highlights of the day so far.
No lift, Serrero.